Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the lunchtime market update for Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Let's take a look and see where we're at with the market here today. So, big gap up this morning and a gap and go really on SPX, and it makes sense too because we gapped over this pivot level right here. So we're seeing a Mariposa candle. We filled the closing gap on the SPX and starting to get really bullish here. Now we are still inside the trend box right now, so we've got a little bit of work to do to get back to all-time highs. And goodness gracious, that would shift this trend, the whole trend line back up, and then we would continue to be bullish until proven otherwise. What it does show is that the powers that be have the back of the market right here, right? They couldn't really break this thing down at all. It's basically just holding the 50-day moving average and giving a nice pop up. So again, not that we're necessarily in the bullish until proven otherwise phase, but what we are seeing here is a lot of strength in the market, and they're continuing to work this market up. I think they've even somehow spun this morning that the coronavirus is actually a bullish event for the market, saying that it's increasing production in the United States and things like that. So it just shows how powerful the forces are behind this bull market right now, and we'll see how much longer they keep this thing up, maybe up all the way through the election. But either way, we definitely need to keep that in mind. We still, of course, pay attention to the candles because those are that really tells us what's going on. And in fact, yesterday we had an inside day. Yesterday we finished green, up 23 points. So a real key level is breaking above the inside day high. When we gap above those inside day highs, we need to look at the next pivot levels. We see we pushed above those levels, right? Worked our way up, filled a gap, and now we're above those levels right now. So let's see where we end up finishing today. Again, up 55 points. Next level, really, the key level is to test the scene of the breakdown right here. So let's see how long, if they can bring it up there, how long it takes to get there. So that should be pretty interesting. So that being said, let's take a look at the price action here intraday on the SPX. We can see it been pretty straightforward, right? Gap up, gap and go. 15 orb right here, 15 orb breakout inside 15 to continue move its way up. A little bit of a bull flag right here, and still continuing to plow its way to the upside. Can't go a day without looking at Tesla here. So another huge move in Tesla today with a big gap up. I think it gapped up at one point. I think it's up at like 150 points at one point today. Definitely going parabolic here, guys. This is a move that's similar that we've seen in the past with stocks like with Tilray, Beyond, right? It's starting to become like a little bit of a Tesla bubble right here. We're getting some valuations on it in the 7,000s, $1 trillion in sales and decades ahead, projections, things like that. So either way, everybody who's been buying calls on this thing have been laughing their way to the bank, right? I mean, yesterday the 900 calls on Tesla at one point were 8 cents, and today are like $800 or $80, right? So that's a huge move, for a lot of these options. Right now, the at-the-monies, the premiums are extremely high. They're $55, and this is almost $1,000 stock. So again, the intraday price action is really, look at the range of today's candle is 106 points, right? And you can see here the price action's been a little bit crazy up here, but a huge move into the open. And you did get a little bit of a 15 orb break. Well, I guess I would say a lot of a 15 orb break for a nice 40-point move out of the 15 orb, even if you missed the buy the dip opportunity at the open. So we're above the 15 orb right now, so let's see how that holds. Again, it's closing as a doji day, so we'll see how that continues into the rest of the day and into tomorrow. Google is one definitely to keep an eye on, right? So Google had a rough earnings report. It's been down and pretty much stayed down. We were looking for a potential reversal if we could get above the pre-market highs, right? But then they gave us these crazy levels to deal with. So ultimately, we're just in the 15 orb range right now. So Google's a little bit out of play, especially with some crazy spreads that we've been seeing. Microsoft is a great one from the YouTube video yesterday. This is a Tiva and Microsoft were both on Shirley's list. So great job on that one that made it to the game plan. So big gap up today. Nice candle yesterday. Really sneaky. Closed at all-time highs yesterday and above the prior all-time highs. Decent volume, right? Decent above average volume, and then had a nice gap up today. So even if just trading the gap up today, it got over that daily channel. A nice 15 orb up this morning, and it's really been very, very strong. Even another double inside 15. We're seeing a triple inside 15 right here. There may be a little bit more in it, but we'll see if that gets a little bit exhausted there. Tiva was another one. Great trade idea. I loved how this one closed yesterday. We talked about this on the live stream last night as we were going over Shirley's stocks. Great close over these prior pivot levels here with great increased volume, and we got a nice gap and go today on it, so it gave a really nice move. So again, inside 15 orb, then we gave an inside 15 here, and once we gave that the 15 orb breakout, gave a really great move for almost a point on a very inexpensive stock, which usually trades really nicely on the options. And we have some members who I know at least one member who took great advantage of that one. So good stuff there. A couple of requests here. We've got Zoom. So Zoom was an interesting one, right? So that was another one like Tesla that had a great move yesterday. It was one of the only ones that closed bullishly on Friday that had a great move up, gave a gap and go yesterday, and a good move. And anybody who held that through today got some nice rewards on a gap up today. And again, just once you get these type of profits, right, it doesn't hurt to raise your stops because we did get a pullback on that. So let's see if it continues to hold these levels today. But it did give a nasty pullback to the 15 orb below. A lot of times when we see a gap up, one of our techniques that we like to do is just keep a stop below the 15 orb because we too draw our lines in the sand where the rest of the bulls and bears do. And so once it broke down there, we're out of it, right? That type of thing. So that's what's going on with Zoom. Beyond is another one. This is a good one that we had on our live stream this morning that we pointed out. We also pointed out Beyond and Tiva this morning on our live stream this morning too. So Beyond gave one of our techniques this morning. This level right here is one of our key levels, right over our pre-market levels, and another level used at the morning for a nice morning scalp on that one to the upside. So great job on that one. We also have Boeing on the radar too. So Boeing is pretty interesting. Nice reversal here intraday. It's still holding up here. And I know some are looking for a breakout here. We're in a bull flag right now. So this is what we need to get out of. Right, we've got a closing gap above. So over the bull flag and over this closing gap level of 323.30, we may see another push to the upside to try to test some of our other levels. So very good stuff there. And then we also have Netflix. Netflix, great move today too. Okay, it's up 7 points right now. This is definitely on a lot of folks' radar yesterday because it's been trying to fill the open gap up here, and it's also a major resistance level on the weekly chart, which one of our members, Matthew, pointed out right here. So that was a great one right here. So we're if we close bullishly today, this could be a very, very interesting one to see if we get any follow through into tomorrow. So let's keep an eye on that daily candle, see if we close strongly over these levels here and get some good volume in on this one too. That's going to be very important. NEO is one that folks have been asking about. This has been just one that's kind of trading on the coattails of Tesla with a huge move. So a lot of folks are doing pretty well on this one as well. So good job there. And then finally, NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a nice intraday move with some news. So apparently they just came out with they're coming out with a new game streaming service, and that gave them a nice little pop intraday here. Again, still a little bit tight, but gave a little bit of move right here off of a double inside 15, right, which got to the 15 orb high. Now it seems to be holding those levels there. So anyway, guys, that's all for the lunchtime break right here. I hope everybody has a great, safe rest of your trading day. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.